Oobla Lotuk friends, and you are friends. Welcome back to Trekking the Future. As always, I'm Joshua Hadley, and about a quarter of the time he's Justin. Most of the time he's Giggity Gopher. Sometimes he's Tony Pepperoni.
Sometimes, except when the AI does some really stupid shit in Madden, and I gotta break character, because yeah. Hi, I'm here. Josh is here. This is our penultimate episode of season 3 of Trek in the Future. We got one more episode this season, where I'll be finishing the game that I played for the finale of last season. But today, we watched a movie.
Yeah, and so this podcast is obviously I say obviously I guess like Trek in the Future seems to imply it's a Star Trek podcast, but this is a Star Trek podcast. We've
Yeah.
watched
And we
all the
have the
seasons.
we got the logo
Yeah,
above us that has the little Star Trek thing in it. So yeah.
yeah, we're not quite a proper podcast yet, so we don't have a listening audience. But this is a Star Trek show,
Yeah.
and we've watched all the new episodes of Strange New Worlds. The new season just came out, and we were watching along with that. That very much enjoyed that. Later on, we'll be ranking the seasons.
Yeah.
But today, as Justin said, we watched a movie, and it's Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, so we actually, for the season 1 finale of Trek in the Future, we watched the motion picture, which was the first Star Trek movie. This time we had another poll. Both times we had polls in the Discord server that we have. And Wrath of Khan ended up winning. So we watched the Wrath of Khan. I actually just watched it. I just finished watching it about half an hour ago. And I loved it. I thought it was really good.
Before we get to that, I will mention I watched it I think I watched it 5 times. It's one of these few films where like I come back to it again and again and again. It's so good. Yeah, and later on we'll be talking about the Lower Decks comics, which we're a couple months, but well, I'm a couple months behind. There's some issues that I wasn't able to take care of on that end for Justin. Um, and we'll be playing some D&D with ChatGPT
Yeah,
as our
should be our the uh, the season finale of what is it called again? It's
Checking the Unknown.
Trekking the Unknown with its theme song "Baby Got Back," the orchestra version.
See, that's why that person thought that thing, because like you like big butts. I guess like anyway, so we watched The Wrath of Khan,
Yes.
starring William Shatner,
William
as
Shatner.
Captain Kirk. I
Really,
remember him from the Slock Who Ate the Tail, the Slock Who Ate Its Tail.
I remember him from what was it called, A Christmas Horror Story or something like that, which was
Oh yeah,
unironically a good movie. So
absolutely.
yeah,
I got that one on Blu-ray.
yeah, really good performance from William Shatner in The Wrath of Khan. He of course
Yeah,
had like
absolutely.
the very like heavily memed, Khan, like that moment, but he had a really good performance.
Yeah, it's a really great film. The I thought I thought the first film, the motion picture, which we watched for the season one
Yeah,
finale of this podcast, was it was a decent film.
yeah,
Didn't light my world on fire, and um, as I just wanted to mention, if you guys remember, this whole show is about us not having been fans of Star Trek
yeah.
getting into the film. Though before we did this, I did watch The Wrath of Khan. So if you guys remember, I'll joke. Yeah, I know Star Trek. I watched The Wrath of Khan, and
Unfortunately, we weren't able to watch the edited for goats version, but it was still good. Still good.
it was so good. Yeah, if you so Khan, he was in the original series, and they decided we're gonna bring him back. This was a lot more action oriented, or I don't know if that's the right phrase, than the motion picture. And
Yeah,
I, I, I think it does make it more exciting, though. I don't think Star Trek needs to be an action film to be good, but
yeah,
certainly did appreciate what we like. Like this film has a great some great battle sequences, especially when at the beginning. So we'll explain the plot a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, so in this, just if you remember the motion picture guy, um, Kirk is now an admiral. They start off doing the was it the Monroe? I forget the first name. I know Monroe's in there. Test, the Kobayashi Monroe test. That's it.
Yeah.
If you ever seen the 2009 film, that's also mentioned.
Yeah.
Um, and he's that he he decides oh oh he decides we need to check out the Enterprise, and so let's go have let's go see how it does on a run.
Mm.
Check it out. Spock's there. He's the captain, and well, all that's going on. Khan, who, if you ever seen the original series, there he's sent to this planet to live his own life, and it there ends up being a collision in that star system, to where it becomes uninhabitable, and the people checking out, um, they thought they were checking out some other planet, and they end up going to where Khan is, and he's like, "All right, I can take this starship from them."
Mm.
The the Reliant, yeah, the Reliant,
Yeah.
and Khan's like, "All right, it's time to take revenge on Kirk."
Mm.
This film has a great battle sequence between the Enterprise and the Reliant. And I've seen videos on Wrath of Khan, and people claim like this is the best like starship battle in film,
Yeah. Mm.
and I love the score to this film. I have the soundtrack on Spotify downloaded, and I listen to it all the time. Um, like it's great. Like this the song "Surprise Attack" is fantastic. Like this is such a great film, and so Khan, he gets this device, the Genesis device, which is it's a device to use to what's the word when you want to colonize a planet and reshape its atmosphere to make it suitable for people. What's the word?
Oh god, I know what you're trying to say. I don't remember what the word is either.
But yeah, this device, it won't completely destroy something. It'll change an atmosphere to make it habitable
Yeah.
for life. It'll make life. That's why it's called the Genesis device.
Yeah.
And so Khan finds some people that were working on that Kirk's son and his ex are working on that team.
Yeah.
And that's how Kirk and the Enterprise are um like they know what's well they're sort of like given like a distress call, like, oh, like, what are you guys doing taking our device, because obviously they think the Reliant is still with the Federation, not
Yeah.
taking over.
Mm.
What's going on? And so uh Kirk goes there with Savik. Savik's a new character introduced in this film, who is we are introduced in the Kobayashi Monroe test. Uh, I'm just looking at the time. I don't want to spend the whole time talking.
Yeah.
I'll just say, there's um, that's in that place where Khan gets the Genesis device, and we're on this planet or asteroid. I think I can't quite recall what the place was, other than they gets trapped there by Khan, and that's where we get the famous Khan. um, and well, Spock, he th- he thankfully is able to lie because he's half human. That's I think that, oh yeah, that's brought up in 4.5 Vulcans. That like
Mm.
that caught up with him and Doug.
Yeah.
And so he's able to beam Kirk up, back up on the Enterprise. They're able to defeat Khan, and um, they were gonna arrest him, but Khan sets off the Genesis device, and they gotta escape. But there's an issue with their warp drive, and so Spock's like, "All right, I'm gonna have to fix this thing," and ends up irradiating himself and dying at the end. Unfortunately, so
R.I.P. our dude Spock.
R.I.P. Yeah, this is a great film. Like, yeah,
I think so far Khan might be my favorite villain from Star Trek that I've seen.
absolutely, and mine too. Yeah, I'm just thinking of the villains from Strange New Worlds, and
There's some
yeah,
good
I
ones.
really,
But yeah, Khan, great to perform. I don't know the name of the actor, but his performance was great. William Shatner was great. Lot of really good performances in this one, and especially with the whole Spock death situation, like the back and forth between him and Kirk in the end. Really good stuff.
yeah, and as if you guys remember, I did watch this on my birthday. I was pretty uh drunk and stoned. Is and like I had to like watching the film. They hinted that Spock would die at the throughout the film through what they were saying. And it was funny too because in this film it's Kirk's birthday and I watched it on my birthday. That was pretty cool. Um, and yeah, I had to fight off tears like thinking about like oh no, Spock's like they're sort of building up to him dying and sacrificing himself for the Enterprise crew. But yeah, this was just a wonderful film. Like I said, a great soundtrack, and I'm looking forward to watching it again and again. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really appreciate the people deciding. All right, this is what we're gonna watch for this week's episode of Trek in the Future. Uh, and I'm just thinking of anything else to bring up. Do you have anything else to say about the film?
Uh, my one issue is it's a small thing, but like it's the same issue I had with Dune. I remember we watched that for Top of the World a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Um, but I feel like it would have been better in a theater because it's like it was one of those
Oh, yeah.
movies where the dialogue was a lot quieter than the music. Like the score was great, but I kept having to like turn the volume down for that and then up for the dialogue because it was like much quieter dialogue. But yeah, it was a fantastic film. Really great performances. I love the villain. R.I.P. my boy Spock.
R.I.P. Spock.
It
Like,
was really really good stuff.
all right, dude. It's 7:13 in the morning here. Like, I think I need a caffeine hit. And so today I got Big Energy Tears from Dubby.
Big energy tears. You know, I mean, people may have been shedding some of those when Spock went the old R.I.P. way.
Yeah, absolutely. This is it says a blend of the finest blue raspberry.
Ooh,
If you
finest.
remember, I did have the packets for these.
Yeah.
That's not the first time I've had this flavor on here, but
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
it's a good one.
They got the Dubbies of Tubby, or sorry, the Tubbies of Dubby, and they got the packets, single serve packets.
Absolutely.
Different ways to go.
So,
And then there is.
so what you do is they give you a scoop. You put one scoop into about 10. Let me double check here. Between 10 and 12 ounces of water. I got more here.
Yeah, you can kind of adjust that as you want because it just affects how
Well,
strong it is in terms of
they
the taste.
recommend they recommend because it's a lot of caffeine in here. It's a gamer one of those gamer drinks, you know.
Yeah.
They recommend that if you're not used to that, you could put in half a scoop.
Yeah.
Too. And what's really cool about Dubby is they get the caffeine from fruit extract.
Yeah.
I was just talking to someone yesterday about the prices at our store here, how much coffee costs now, and coffee beans are made in America, so we have to import them, and there's tariffs, obviously.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trump. Like, but Dubby, they haven't raised their prices.
Mm-mm.
They're keeping them the same for the homies, and I
Yeah.
think that's really cool, and I appreciate that.
And and you can take those prices. You can take 10% off of those prices by using the promo code Gopher Talk. No and, just Gopher Talk, all one word. Or click that link right there in the chat or down in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. And it automatically applies the promo code Gopher Talk, which gives you a 10% off.
And tastes great.
Mm. And they got a lot. They
I don't
got a
know,
lot of flavors.
a lot of flavors like I got some empty tubbies right here. Like I like Galaxy Grenade.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
We know Tiger's Blood is one you.
I just got
Yeah,
Tiger's Blood. It's
that's
cool.
one you've mentioned as one of your favorites.
Yeah, I finished that up. I'm actually gonna have to get a new job just because like I'm running low on my W supply. But I'm grateful that I can save 10% using the
Yeah.
Gopher Tech
Mm.
promo code.
It does help,
Um,
especially in this economy.
absolutely. And as I mentioned earlier, we had an issue with the comics, sort of just like what happened with the books. I wasn't able to get the comics for Justin. We've been reading the award-winning Lower Decks comics that's continuing to be released. I believe we're on yeah, we're on number 10,
Yep.
issue 10, and I think that came out in August. So I mean, we're going with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, obviously, in the
Yeah.
numerical release order.
Yeah.
Not as they came out with Strange New Worlds. So there's two new comics that I also need to get a job so I can continue reading the series. It's been so much fun.
It is a really fun series.
um, yeah, and so this continued. If you recall from last week, Tendi, she's getting jumped by the Ferengi, and
Mm.
turns out that she took out student loans.
Mm.
Well, I don't know if it was student loans because I mean by now, well, not now, but in the Star Trek world, capitalism is sort of like Gonzo, it's done,
Yeah.
and I mean
Lucky.
it's so bad that they're advertising cheap followers on this website. It's like it kept like it's like
Thank you, Priestley
you buy your
Priority
followers.
Mawa.
Yeah. um, but it's so capitalism is done. But I think I like in my head I was thinking maybe Tendi needed money to travel to Earth because she if you ever seen Lower Decks, she's went to school on Earth, not Orion.
Yeah.
Um, and so she's got her student loan problems. So Captain Freeman is able to work with the Ferengi to decide, all right, your contract. They said, all right, you owe us money. You haven't given to us, so we're gonna kill you. And she looks at the contract and says, well, according to this translation, it just says till uh, uh, for her whole life or something. I can't quite recall, but like because of the translation issue, they're like, well, she signed the contract reading it that way, so they're like, fine, it's like she'll be our indentured servant, and so she has to do their taxes for them. um, one thing that's funny is like when they all go onto the Ferengi ship, Beckett she decides Mariner she decides, all right, I'm gonna be naked on the starship. It's like, what, whatever. um, I really enjoyed this comic. They Tendi she figures out, oh, there's some projects he's doing with Talen on the Cerritos to like figure out how to give them a renewable energy source from this animal through its poop, and they're like,
Yeah.
they make a deal to if they can get that, she can go. And obviously, the text on the bottom isn't back, as we talked about.
Yeah.
We think that's Beckett. This is obviously a issue that follows Tendi, so we don't quite know. Like,
So
it makes
so
me feel like because it wasn't back, it has to be Mariner's like commentary there.
so that's 4 comics in a row now that don't have it, right?
Yeah, but like like when it start when it went away, it was like we're following Captain Freeman, and
Yeah.
then the last few issues we're following Tendi,
Yeah.
and like so it makes sense like Beckett's not like there to say to give like her input.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I think it's time to rank
Hmm.
our the Strange New World seasons.
Yeah. Here we go. All right. Which I know immediately my ranking is not consistent with that of the general fan base because
I was watching, yeah.
because I know a lot of people weren't too big on the third season. I mean, I don't think anyone like hated it or anything, but it on general like the episodes have lower scores than the previous seasons. Season 3 was my favorite. I like the kind of experimenting they did with the episodes. Going to different stuff, the musical, uh, the
Oh yeah.
the murder mystery, stuff of that nature. And I mean, they had some of my favorite episodes of the entire series. So for me, season 3 is my favorite.
I think it's my favorite too. Like I'm just looking at the math. I think I enjoyed season one more than season two.
Same, same. It's 3, 1, 2. That's the order for me.
Yeah, and I actually think like part of the reason we like it more. I was watching some people's reviews of this season is we're not Star Trek fans, or we weren't now.
We're not
I can
nostalgic Star Trek fans.
like I saw some of the complaints and like I can get it like for like terrarium where uh, 2 weeks ago where
Yeah.
Ortangus Erica ends up on that rock with the Gorn. They ended up making it a callback to Arena, which frustrated some people. Like, and there's other instances. I'm just looking through this. Or Wedding Bell Blues, where um, I didn't know this, but the father for that the space entity that made all that mess for Spock, Corby, Nurse Chapel, the person who voiced it was also the actor who played Q in the Next Generation, and that and they implied that the guy was also that same person. I forget his. I never seen that episode, so you
Yeah.
gotta give me some slack. Like
Yeah.
is that same character from the original series? And I'm trying to remember another instance like where it's like that. Oh yeah. I also heard the slot who ate its tail. Like they didn't like how Kirk centric it was. Like they yeah, and I sort of get that because just to go to a different series like Star Wars to when the Force Awakens came out to hype myself up for it, I watched all the mainline Star Wars movies
Yeah.
before that film, and that actually like because of that I seen A New Hope, which they destroyed the Death Star at the end. And then, like 2 films later, Return of the Jedi, where they destroyed the Death Star at the end. And so the next film, they destroyed the Death Star at the end. It's like, okay, guys, like, can you do something? Like, so I could, like, if, as a fan of a series, I can sort of get that, but you know, I feel like sometimes it's like people don't like, oh, they're like I seen some of the online discourse too, like, oh, there's only 10 episodes of this season. Why are they doing a space adventure hour? Something weird with Lana in that. And like I don't agree with that because it was not only was it like that and that one's the if you remember the murder mystery episode.
Yeah.
That was a very fun episode,
Yeah.
and that episode did move like the plot of the season along, the story of
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of times people will complain about like filler episodes that aren't actually filler episodes because it's like something different, but like they're still doing stuff that actually pushes the story forward. But even then, like even if it doesn't, I think if an episode's entertaining, I'm okay with it. You know?
oh and um there's holodecks. I can understand like I like Star Trek, so why aren't they in space hanging out with aliens or whatever? But I
Yeah.
feel like Star Trek's a lot more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say one thing that like I'm sort of convinced on is 4.5 seconds. Like I guess the writing of that episode like is accidentally transphobic, and we talked about this a little, like not the transphobia, but I thought like it like seems a little bit racist, like because the Vulcans, the Gorn, the Klingons, the Ferengi. It's like they're yes, they're aliens in the show, but they're meant to be like other people. So
Yeah.
like in that episode, they become Vulcans, and I just thought like, oh, so all Vulcans are supposed to act a certain way. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I know like we can sort of get into that, but like I mentioned, like seems racist, but um, I didn't think about the transphobic like accidental obviously aspect of that, but the idea like oh your genetics um really make who you are, and
Yeah.
like honestly on my end I would say sure, but to an extent like there's some things like you can't get past like your height or if you got pointy ears or not, right?
Yeah.
like I would listen to that argument, and obviously I had my own like misgivings of like, is it racist? Is it not? Like,
Yeah.
I they did make the person who had this, who I saw talk about this, didn't make the point like this might have happened during the writers' strike back a few years ago.
Yeah.
I think that's when this was filmed. Like I I could get like that though. I still very much enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think anyone meant to be racist or
Yeah, I
transphobic.
definitely don't think it was intentional on the writer's behalf.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it says that I I I don't quite get like how to quite deal with like the different races in Star Trek. I know one annoying thing that I'll point to that like not quite on this topic, but the same guy like in the different videos does have a complaint like, and I see this too is in Star Trek the humans are always like the good guy perfect like compared to these other aliens, like they seem to have things figured out just like in the lower decks comics.
Mm.
I mean we overcame capitalism, and so that sort of like makes our society seem better than the Ferengis.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, yeah. I don't know, I think there's eventually like you do have to compare like well we don't have capitalism or we're a democracy. I think it's better than being a uh under feudalism. Like
Yeah.
it's just the economic system.
Mm.
And obviously humans they had to overcome you know that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's not like the story of Star Trek is we're able to overcome all that, and that's part of the story in Tronium too. Like obviously unfortunately Lon decides oh, there's a gore in there, pew pew pew. So even that, like now that I'm thinking about it, we still have things to overcome. We're not perfect,
Yeah.
even in this futuristic Star Trek world where we figured things out. Yeah, sure. I mean, we sort of did that, but still, like, there's still things like we still have to overcome. Which now that I think about, I appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
And so I don't think you gave your ranking, but I think this has been like my favorite season as same as you. And no, I think we are the same. Where
Yeah.
I
Three,
think I
one,
like,
two.
yeah, 3-1-2.
And
So
season two was still good. Like it's my least favorite, but I mean, it's one of those situations where like bad pizza is still pizza, right? It wasn't a bad season, but like compare it to the other seasons. The other seasons I just thought were better, but it was still good.
I think,
It's been a
well,
consistently good show.
doing the math, I think I just didn't like the broken circle as much.
Mm.
The first episode of
Yeah.
season 2, and I think that's mathematically that's what brought it down. Anyway, um, guys, so working to keep the lights on. Haven't been working since the end of July. Uh, and right, I've stopped doing weeds, so I'm doing a ticker to where I could work for a corporation or something and pass a drug test. So
Yeah.
I have to wait some times, but before I get work. But something I also have to do is I'm moving to the house next door where it's smaller. My parents are not gonna live here anymore, and so I have to get rid of some things that I don't need to make room. And one one thing I don't need is, or two things I don't need is, I don't need three Nintendo Entertainment Systems. I got three of them,
Mm.
and so I've been streaming The Legend of Zelda on my Twitch channel,
Yes.
um, and I'm selling the console locally for $115. Obviously, I'm going by uh, not online prices. Although I feel like if I sell it to someone online, I would have to just to cover shipping though. Um, if we went through eBay, we wouldn't have to. So if I did that, then maybe I wouldn't have to worry about it. But
Yeah.
not trying to not go through third parties to make this as easy as possible. It works beautifully. I was worried that it wouldn't, but I just had to clean the Zelda cartridge to make it work, and it's got a working save battery. I was worried about that too, but it's
Mm.
working perfectly fine. And I've been enjoying the game so much that when I do sell it, I think I might get the game for my Game Boy Advance. Right.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, as much as I love the NES in this version of it, like the Game Boy Advance version doesn't need a save battery. So I'm sorry, I'm just going for convenience, and I could use more Game Boy Advance games too. I think it
was
might be
was
cheaper.
that was was that the first game that ever had like an actual like save state thing? Like before that, it was all like you have to use a code to get back to where you were. And
Nintendo got that. I think it was the second game. Nintendo got
mm.
that idea, but the company, the game that had the previous game, they used like AAA or AA batteries for their save thing. This one uses one of those flat batteries
Mm.
instead.
Yeah.
So it's not original idea, but like I think it is the second game to have done
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit wonky because you could totally corrupt it. You have to follow. They have the instructions on the back of the cartridge. You have
Mm.
to save the game. Once you save it, to keep the save, you have to press the reset button first. Then you power it off.
Mm.
I haven't like not done that because I don't want to screw up like all my hours of work on there. But yeah, I've been really enjoying the game, and I even thought about like playing it off stream. But yeah, I didn't want to do that to leave anyone out or not, stream the game. Anyway, talking about games, this is a gaming channel, and a game we've been playing is Truck in the Unknown.
Yes.
As we mentioned earlier, it's our version of D&D with ChatGPT as our dungeon master, and this is the season finale of Truck in the Unknown.
The finale.
So, so we got the star that whispers.
Mm.
So we're on the starship Calliope. The Calliope is en route to a routine resupply when its long-range sensors pick up an impossible signal. A star emitting a structured rhythmic pulses that aren't radiation but language. At first, the pulses are simple patterns, but soon they form words in Federation standard. Help me. A living star? Or something inside the star? The Federation has no record of anything like it. And Ensign Villa, a science officer. Um, I'll do a girl voice. I'll gender them. Captain, the readings are unmistakable. The pulses match logistic structures, not random emissions. The star is speaking. Go see if it's Cap. If it's like a giant cosmic brain or a karaoke machine, either way, we gotta check it out. Captain Lucian Demarius. Darling, if the universe has found its voice, we must hear its song. Set course for the source of the whisper. The bridge crew exchanges uneasy glances. The star flares brighter, as if unaware if it's being approached. So, you've been taking turns. I got the last roll last time. I took two in a row because you took two in a row last time. So, alright. So, we got some choices here that they suggest you could pick whatever else, though.
Yeah.
So, scan the star, which is help with the science roll. Approach the shuttle, respond to the signal, or ignore the voice and carry on to the resupply. What do you like to do, Gopher?
What was the second one?
Approach with a shuttle.
Approach with a shuttle. We're gonna go with that. But also make sure to note that you can get 10% off your W Energy with the promo code GopherTuck. And I will roll using www.dnddiceroller.com. A D20 here. Let's go ahead and roll that. Yeah, 18. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Very good. It was pretty good and actually like just meets the threshold for doing that. Actually, and he got the engineering buff, so that was that +2. Josephus, fueled by W, takes a shuttle to approach the Whispering Star. The target difficulty was 17, and he got +2 engineering. The shuttlecraft, Soggy Biscuit, launches from the Calliope, its hull already rattling from the intense radiation. Inside, Josephus guzzles W. The can weighed down by console panels, eyes darting with jittery confidence. Cap, relax. W gives me focus, energy, no crash. Perfect for riding shotgun through a cosmic oven. I don't think I'm doing a New Yorker accent. I'm on the other side of the world. You gotta forgive me. Captain Dumbar's voice crackles through the comms. If you melt my engineer into a puddle of neon pink plasma, I'll personally haunt this star. And so it's a success. The shuttle's shields hold firm as Josephus reroutes power through the makeshift W's field coolant loop. Let's see. Sorry, just doing a roll forehand. And so radiation levels spike, but the shuttle weaves through the star's outer plasma streams like a dinner and fire. The whispering pulses grow cleaner, no longer random. They form words directly addressing the crew. So elevation, the star itself speaks through the bursts of light and radio pulses. The star, you, hear me at last. I am bound. My voice stolen. Help me. Release me. Sensors flash. Something unnatural is buried deep within the stellar core. Machine. Let's see. Lettuce? No. Lat ice? Siphoning energy. It like shackles around the star's heart. I've never seen that word.
That's I have. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I mentioned last week that I've been playing Star Trek Fleet Command, and that's like the main currency in that game.
Oh, okay. See, that's why I haven't seen it. I
Yeah.
haven't played too much of that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I've just been pronouncing it as like Ladice. Ladice. Yeah. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's in my head as I've been reading it in the game. I've been pronouncing it like that.
All right. All right. I'm gonna attempt communication, and I rolled 19. Thankfully, because the target was 17.
Ooh. You're
But I
crushing
got
these,
+3 command, which is
crushing,
helpful.
crushing these rolls today. Don't want
Yeah.
And that's our dubby fueled rolling right there.
There you go.
Mm.
All right. So the soggy biscuit hovers dangerously close to the Crimson Star, radiation licking its hull. The pulses intensify, but instead of chaos, they fall into rhythm, like a voice struggling to be understood. Lucian steps forward, calm and regal, his voice carrying weight even over static. We hear you, we see you. You're not alone in the silence. Speak, and know that we will answer. The subtle comms flare, the pulses sympathize with Lucian's tone. Suddenly, the translation matrix stabilizes, and the store's voice emerges in words of fire. I am Alterus. Once I sang freely. Now my song is stolen, bound by chains of metal. A lettuce bleeds me. It feeds outsiders. They will silence me forever. I think ChatGPT has the wrong idea about that. Josephus, shielding his eyes from the glow, mutters, "Cap! I think the star is being tortured, like literally squeezed into a juice box."
We'll do a juice
Star,
box, you know? Hey.
break the light ice, free my voice before I collapse into silence. Alright, so roll
We're gonna
is
roll?
extraordinary success. Not only does
Okay.
the star trust the Calliope, but it grants the crew its gift, a map of safe currents inside its own plasma fields. These currents could allow the shuttle, even the Calliope, to move closer without being incinerated, giving it a tactical edge if they strike at the machine. Nice. Right, so here's some options ChatGPT suggests, or you could do whatever.
Okay.
Lead a sabotage run into the star's plasma currents using the safe pathways. Number 2, transmit the star's voice system wide, exposing its suffering to whoever built the lattice. 3, investigate the outsiders draining the star. 4, withdraw and regroup with the Calliope, preparing the entire ship for a coordinated strike. Whatever you want to do.
I personally, I'm a fan of sabotage, so I'll take that first option, the sabotaging, with a dubby based sabotage. And I will roll, and I will get dog. That's a 20.
Oh wow!
Got an 18, and then I got a 20. Thank you at dnddiceroller.com.
Thank you. Let's see. All right. All right. ChatGPT in here. Yeah, really good rolls today.
Yeah, crushing it.
Oh, let's see. Like ChatGPT's frozen, maybe.
Oh, we rolled
Guess
so
I get
well that
started.
we broke ChatGPT.
Might like. Yeah, it started like writing here, and then
Maybe they're gonna leave us on a really big cliffhanger at the end of the season.
all right, here we go.
There it is.
It's like it hasn't loaded the whole thing in. Like, I wonder if maybe my computer or the application. Well, we're letting ChatGPT load. Do you want to talk about what's going on with Gopher and Tuck?
We got stuff and things. We have Donkey Kong Bonanza is nearing its finale, and then we'll have for Gopher San Suck following that. Inside, And we got Halloween coming up, spooky season. Uh,
Oh,
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is about to be finished. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is going to be going for a while because it's a long game. But that'll be taking a break in October when we play Silent Hill F, Little Nightmares 3 in co-op, and I will be playing Dead Space, a 2023 remake by myself for a Gopher Tuck Halloween special. And then in November, continuing some Paper Mario. For Gopher Tuck in November, we got Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons and Cocoon from a little puzzle game. Uh, then we got like Christmas stuff coming out. That's gonna be a good time.
yeah.
We got this podcast is here. We got Madden Mondays with TJ. We got GM Battle on Sundays with also TJ. Um, you can do all that stuff. Uh, 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 Plenty of stuff and plenty of things here on Gopher and Tuck. And huzzah!
And yeah, ChatGPT. Like right when you said huzzah, like ChatGPT crashed on me. And plus you got Max Payne on YouTube.
Yeah, Max Payne. That whole series is up there. It's 10 episodes. Get that whole thing. Got the Gopher and Tuck are all in video is out there. The 5,000th video special is up there. For some recent stuff that we did that's outside of the usual.
Yeah, I appreciate like the old Gopher intro and whatnot.
Mm. the
And,
old go just Mario going, here we go.
Here we go. And it was pretty cool. Like the AEW video was great too. If you guys haven't seen that yet,
You can get some live. I mean, it's Gopher and Tuck together in person.
and there's Tetris in that video.
There is. I get to I get to call I get to mention Moose by his shoot name.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, guys. Let's see. I feel like the issue is I got so much loaded onto the Star Trek page that like it's having a hard time like.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's a good thing this is the season finale.
yeah, Gosifa straps the Dubby cooled mod to the shuttle's deflector array like a mad pastry chef affixing a cherry to a cake. The map Altruis gave them glows on the console. Currents are narrow, violent, but navigable. Sorry. The soggy biscuit threads the plasma like a needle through cloth. They'll be fizzing in the coolant lines. Hall singing, but holding Josephus. If anyone questions the ethic of sponsoring engineering, tell them it saved a singing star. Also, promo code Gopher saves you 10%. Like it tastes like victory. And of course, guys, it reminds you at the bottom of the application here. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info. The promo code is Gopher Tuck, not Gopher. Lucian's voice in the Commodore. Persistent now. We're not here to scorch the universe. We're here to heal it. This, as the lattice perimeter, a vast spiderweb scaffold of alien alloys sucking plasma. Josephus rigs the W modulated pulse emitter. The plan: use the star's safe currents to position the shuttles within the lattice saddle. No small feat. Inject the resonant anti-pulse into a keynote destabilizing local energy coupling. Let the star's own plasma currents complete the work, collapsing the lattice without exposing backglass. Josephus slaps the emitter online. The W coolant sings. The hall creaks. The emitter hums a ridiculous little jingle. Josephus swears it's a rhythm. It's in rhythm with the star. He presses the trigger. Critical success. All right. So, back on the bridge, alarms die down. Crimson sky softens. The whispers evolve into a low, beautiful tone that chills more than the radiation did. The star, thank you. Voice is small and brave. I can sing now. I'll keep my light a little longer. Who tend to life. Josephus staggers out of the cell. Dubby, can in hand. Grin cracked wide. He gives Lucian a theatrical ball. I told you. W induct tape, cosmic level problem solving. Lucien places a hand on his shoulder, half ex, expa, ex, expa, expasturated. I can't, I don't. I've never used that word. It's hard for me. Half proud. You turn the impossible into performance, and the performance into salvation. There are worse scripts. All right, so what's the loose end? It's still a mystery. I feel like reading that. I feel like we can call that good there. Plus, like I rolled ahead of time and I got a 12. Okay, I did roll a 12, but I feel like that feels like an end to me. It's like we saved the day.
Did it?
Everything's neutralized. This star is free. Um, the star require monitoring, and we got XP. I got
Ooh.
+1 for leadership, and you got +2 for heroic engineering.
Heroic. That's right. That is W inspired heroism there.
Absolutely.
Mm.
One thing I wanted to get into before we call it a day is some reading about the Wrath of Khan online is the idea of the Ubermensch, and I feel like a lot of people get the Ubermensch. I like saying Overman wrong. It translates into Superman, but obviously Nietzsche was a 19th century philosopher, and since then, like Superman's sort of comes to mean something else now, and so we gotta say Overman instead of Superman.
Mm.
Um, yeah, a lot of people get that wrong idea. Like someone who definitely got the idea of the Ubermensch wrong is Adolf Hitler. You know, he thought, well, blue-eyed, blonde-haired people are the future of this world, so that's what we need to make it. Yeah, that was obviously flawed. I'll say it.
Yeah.
I don't care how controversial Gopher thinks it is.
Careful now. You might get us taken offline here. You know, might get us canceled. Might get the show taken down.
Yeah, and um, and so the way this comes back to the Wrath of Khan is some people look at Khan and say, well, isn't this sort of the idea of the Ubermensch? And maybe in some ways, like Khan's strong. Like you remember, he lifted the Russian dude with one arm. He's very smart. He's able to take over the Reliant. But I get what some people pointed out is there's a flaw in that. Like the Ubermensch, like isn't like Khan is obviously very vengeful, wrathful. The movie's The Wrath of Khan. um, and we're not, we don't really want the Ubermensch to be like that. But someone pointed out a good example of the Ubermensch would be Spock. He decides, we're in danger here at the end of the film. Someone needs to fix the warp ability for the Enterprise, so he sacrifices himself for the greater good. And he's like, and he does it without question. Like, he's like, I need to do this, and he
Yeah.
doesn't whine or cries. Like, and even at the, I really like the end of the Rathacon. We didn't speak about this in the review. Is Spock tells Kirk, I never got to do the Kobayashi Monroe test, and the test is like what he means by that is like in the film. The idea is like, oh, I never got to face death in such a way, and he asks
Yeah.
Kirk like, well, how do you think I did? Like, what do you think of my solution? I think, yeah, I think Spock's like a much better idea of what we would want the Ubermensch to be, and I guess I should explain this. The Ubermensch is just simply the future generations of people. What the idea is like we want to work to help them out. Like not quite future Justin because like we're not Ubermensch. We're never going to be.
Mm.
We're talking about people like way in the future, like sort of like where Star Trek takes place. Like we want these people to be the Ubermensch. We're not gonna make Ubermensch like all our children or something. Like
Right.
these people, like hundreds of years in the future, are gonna be the Ubermensch. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because I feel like a lot of people get it wrong and just say, oh, we obviously we're gonna use this idea to do ethnic cleansing or to do whatever to try in screwed up ways. Like we're gonna do genocide to like
Mm.
do things like so that we could have a great um genetic or whatever thing here or we but I don't think like that's how I mean that isn't how Nietzsche thought. You have any
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
And I agree with what you're saying here. I think that's fair.
And Nietzsche wasn't a Nazi. I mean, he when his sister was coming up at him with like um anti-Semitic thoughts, like he's
Yeah.
like I'm done with you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get Nietzsche wrong because the Nazis used a whole lot of like things that they ended up using, like they called themselves socialists, and it's sort of like they ended up being the conservatives like version of like, oh, communism's um when the government owns everything, and that's what they ended up doing. Like we're gonna own all these things. Like we're not corporations. Like it's the government's now. It's like it's like that level of understanding, or the like or the Ubermensch. Like oh, we need to make everyone blue-eyed blondes in the future.
Yeah.
No, that ain't it, homie. Like no, like who would know? Fascists would lie to like try and convince you of ideas and things. Who would know?
Mm.
Who would have known?
Oh.
Anyway, it, it does like it's fun because like I think season one or was it season one or season two where we had the where we go back in the past to kill Hitler debate.
I think that was season two. Maybe I don't know. It might have been late season one. I'm not sure. I don't
Actually, it
remember.
was season two because yeah, it was season two where Leon gets with the alternate version of Kirk. That's right.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Anyway, yeah, this Wrath of Khan was a great movie, and this was a
Yes.
very fun episode.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So next week, we're Justin's gonna finish off Star Trek Prodigy. Is it Supernova?
I think so. I believe so. Yeah.
For whatever reason, I keep thinking the name of the game's Ragnarok, and it's not. It's that word is not in there. So I just
Yeah.
keep putting it in my mind.
Yeah.
It's I think it's Supernova, but
Yes.
Justin's gonna finish that up for us, and well, we're gonna take a break until I get work or whatever to continue this podcast. Uh, if you want updates, you can join Justin's Discord. Gopher and Tux, generically named server, I think.
Link right there in the
Can't-
chat, or if you're watching on YouTube, the link is also in the description.
Yeah, everyone, thanks for joining us. Definitely check out next week. Justin's gonna be playing a game, so
We got a different setup for that one. Let me just so it's like this, except the Rathacon thing here would be replaced with gameplay. But that's what it would be looking like. We did it last season. The end of the season didn't finish the game, so I'll be finishing the game next week, and that'll be our big finale for season 3, and our finale for Strange New Worlds for now, because we're all caught up in that until the next season comes out.
I really can't wait till the new Strange New Worlds. Like I'm looking forward to whatever happens to Pike, Spock,
Yeah.
Leon. Like I really like some of the characters introduced, like Leon and Erica.
Yeah.
I would like to see what happens with them because obviously they don't return for the original series, but
Mm,
really enjoyed this season.
yeah. And,
Love the Wrath of Khan.
and
Yeah.
so when we are back for season 4, it'll be with a new show that we'll be watching. We're watching a different one. Because
Well, it'll be a new. It'll be a new to us. It'll
new
be
to
one of the
us
older
show.
series.
Yes, it'll be new to Josh and myself. But you know that's we're gonna be digging into some older stuff.
We're gonna be digging into the older stuff, guys. Thanks for joining us. Live long and prosper, and have a good rest of your week.